Hello students. Today we are going to study what is parasitology and what are the different parasites that cause the disease in the human. So what is a parasite? It is the living organism which gets nourishment from another living organism where it lives. It can be of different types like ectoparasite, endoparasite, obligate parasite, facultative parasite, accidental, or aberrant parasite. The one which lives outside the surface of the body of the host, like ticks, lice, these are ectoparasites. And one which lives inside the body of the host, like E. histolytica, is endoparasite. The obligate parasites, they cannot exist without a parasitic life. These are plasmodium. What is a host? The organism which harbors the parasite. It can be a definitive host, an intermediate host, paratenic host, reservoir host, natural host, or accidental host. The definitive host, it either harbors the adult stage of the parasite or where the parasite undergoes the sexual method of reproduction. The intermediate host harbors the larval stage of the parasite, while paratenic host is a carrier or transports the host. Now, what is the host-parasite relationship? Either there can be a symbiosis, commensalism, or parasitism. In symbiosis, one cannot live without the help of the other. Commensalism, the parasite derives its benefit without causing injury to the host. While parasitism, parasite derives its benefit by causing injury to the host. The various terms used in parasitology. Protozoa, these are unicellular organisms. Helminths are multicellular organisms. Excistation is transformation of the cyst to trophozoite and occurs only when cyst enters into the alimentary canal or the host. While encystation is transformation of trophozoites to cysts and it occurs only in the lumen of intestine of the infected individual. The viviparous is giving birth to the larvae like Taenia spiralis, Wuchereria bancrofti, and D. medinensis. Oviparous is laying the eggs containing unsegmented or segmented ovum or containing the larvae. Ovoviviparous is laying the eggs containing larvae which are immediately hatched out like in Strongyloids stercoralis. The various role of vectors in causing the disease and some common parasitic infections, we will be dealing with these. There are some blood-sucking insects, or the mode of transmission can be by inhalation, by ingestion. This is again about the parasite, which is an organism that lives or on or inside another organism to the detriment of the host organism. Traditionally, parasite referred to organisms with life stages that need more than one host. In parasitism, the form of symbiosis in which the parasite it gets benefited at the expense of another organism, usually of different species called the host. Ectoparasite lice or mite, which lives on the surface of the host and which lives inside the host, is endoparasite. It can be Ascaris lumbricoides, Giardia, or E. histolytica. The parasites usually require more than one host for completion of life cycle are the Plasmodium falciparum. Now, parasites are eukaryotes. Two major groups are involved, that is, the protozoas are unicellular while helminths are multicellular. Trophozoite. Tropho means nourishment and zoon is animal. Active feeding stage of the protozoal parasite. While cyst is the inactive but infective form. The protozoa, the motility occurs via pseudopods, flagella, or cilia. The helminths are the worms. They have the definitive host, the man, because human harbors the sexual phase of the parasite, and intermediate host, it harbors the asexual phase of the parasite. The two main groups are parasitic protozoa, unicellular, or parasitic helminths, which are multicellular. In protozoa, we have flagellates, amoebae, sporozoa, or ciliates. The flagellates, they have one or more whip-like flagella, the Giardia lamblia or Trichomonas vaginalis. The amoebae, they use pseudopodia or protoplasmic flow to move, the entamoeba histolytica or Naegleria fowleri. The sporozoa, they undergo a complex life cycle. It has got the alternating sexual and asexual phases. The Plasmodium species and Cryptosporidium, they are included in the sporozoa family. The ciliates are complex protozoa bearing the cilia. The example is Balantidium coli. In helminths, the nematoda, platyhelminths. The nematoda or the roundworms, these are elongated, round and unsegmented. Complete digestive system they have. Highly developed separate sexes. Eggs and larvae suited for external environment. Most human infection occurs by ingestion of the egg or larva. The examples are Ascaris lumbricoides or Ankylostoma duodenale or Enterobius vermicularis. The platyhelminths means flatworms. They are flattened, hermaphrodite with a few exceptions. The two classes are included in this platyhelminths, the Trematoda and Cystoda. Trematoda are fluke worms while Cystoda are tapeworms. So the examples for Trematoda are Fasciola hepatica, Clonorchis sinensis, Cystosoma species. While cystodes or tapeworms, the examples are Taenia solium, Echinococcus granulosus. Coming to the life cycle. The life cycle occurs mostly in the humans, which are the definitive host. The infective stage, like ovum or cyst or larva, is passed out of the body that infect the healthy person. It is either by ingestion, inhalation, or through the skin. The examples are E. histolytica, Giardia, or Ascaris lumbricoides. So you can see the cyst form, matured cyst is ingested and then it travels, then excistation occurs and the trophozoitic form formed, then which is released. The indirect life cycle, here the multiple hosts or involvement of the vector is there. The definitive host and intermediate host are present. Like man can be the definitive host while the pork or the buffalo can be the intermediate host or cow. The example is Taenia saginata or the Taenia solium and Cystosoma species. In host-parasite relation, the parasites utilize the nutrition from the host, resulting in damage. There can be loss of nutrition like iron deficiency in hookworm infestations or vitamin B12 deficiency in D latum, that is Diphyllobothrium latum. The morbidity is due to the tissue injury, like in E. histolytica, there is a dysentery, severe itch in the cases of Enterobius vermicularis, and mortality, fulminant diarrhea due to Cryptosporidium parvum infection and hyperinfection due to Strongyloids temporalis in HIV. The role of vector. Vector in Latin word, the meaning is carrier. It is important in transmission of parasites. No direct damage by the vector occurs, like the mosquito, Anopheles mosquito, they transmit malaria or filarium. Sandfly is the vector for leishmaniasis. Domestic cats can be the vector for Toxoplasma gondii or Echinococcus granulosus. The common parasitic diseases are amoebiasis caused by Entamoeba histolytica, which is different from that of bacterial diarrhea. Giardiasis is giardia caused by Giardia lamblia. Flatulent mucus feces will be present. In leishmaniasis, the Leishmania donovani is the cause. Malaria is caused by the 4 species of Plasmodium, and Plasmodium falciparum is associated with black water fever. The hookworm, it is the Ankylostoma duodenale. It can cause severe anemia due to blood loss. The roundworm or Ascaris lumbricoides, again, this can cause the skin infection, or also the respiratory tract can be blocked in severe cases. Echinococcus is caused by Echinococcus granulosus, which is a tapeworm, and the pinworm, it is caused by Enterobius vermicularis. The scabies is caused by Sarcops scabiei. In the diagram, you can see the Strongyloids temporalis and also the Entamoeba histolytica trophozoites, which are seen under the microscope. Thank you.